Hello, today I'm going to show you how to rate items on FavFind. Rating items helps FavFind give you better suggestions and removes it from suggestion list. There are 7 ways of rating items. If we look here, we can see 4 of them are right here in a quick card. If I click on this card and go into the item screen, I can see 6 at the bottom and 1 up top. This is a movie, Wakanda Forever, so it says watching. The way this works is that if I sit down to watch this movie and I put a watching up there, it lets FavFind know that, hey, I'm watching this, even though I don't have a rating on it, and brings it current, helps build better suggestions. If I've already seen it, it's the 100th time I've seen it, and if I put a watching on that every time, it brings it current back into my ratings, and FavFind calculates the rest. Moving on, we have not interested. This is stuff that you're just not interested in. Maybe it's a kid's cartoon or a genre of book that you don't like. If you have no opinion towards it, but you know you're not interested in seeing it anymore, put not interested on it, and FavFind will remove it from all the lists for you. Next, we have thumbs down. These are things that you did not care for. Maybe they weren't even that bad, but you know you would never watch it again. You certainly would not suggest it to friends or family, because that's what FavFind's about is, hey, this is what I thought of that. Maybe you should see it, maybe you shouldn't. So if you just wasn't that great, put a thumbs down on it, and FavFind knows what to do it from there. Next is snoozed. Snooze is like a middle point between not interested and rating. If it's either something that you haven't seen and you just don't know if you ever would, or something that you have seen and you just don't know how to rate it yet, but you're tired of looking at it. If you snooze it, it goes away for a while. When that set snoozes up, it comes back and you can decide what to do with it then. Even if it's just snooze it again, or decide not interested, or put a rating on it, you could do with that in the future, and I will show you in a minute how to set that snooze length. Next is saved. Saved is saved. It drops it into your saved folder so you can have access to it later for whatever reason. If there is maybe a series that someone mentions to you and you jump onto FavFind, you search it, put a saved on it. Later down the road, when you actually get down to sit in front of a TV and you're like, you know, what's the name of that series again? If you check your saved folder, it's there waiting on you. Next is thumbs up. Thumbs up are things you like, things that you would probably watch again, things that you would recommend to friends, family, and groups. You know, hey, that was pretty good. I want you to know about it. Put a thumbs up on it. Finally, we have FavFind. FavFind is the thumbs up booster. These are things that you loved. They're your favorite. They're your go back to. They're things you always recommend first to friends, family, and groups. Things that you know you would watch again and you want the world to know about. Put a FavFind on it. It is a thumbs up booster. So if something's ranked thumbs up and something else is ranked FavFind, FavFind will always be higher. The way this works is that right now, if you look at this little circle here, it says 5. I have 5 FavFinds I can use. Obviously, not everything can be my favorite. So right now, I'm limited to 5 that I can use. But to get more, all I have to do is rate items. The more items I rate, the more FavFinds I earn, and I can use on my favorite items. So we have Wakanda Forever here. I like this. I'm going to put a thumbs up on that. We back out. We can see the card also has the thumbs up. So it's worth noting that if I put a saved on this, go to my save folder, you can see it there. The way a saved works is if something is saved, it will continue to show up on all my screens. I told FavFind that, hey, I have this saved for a reason. So it will continue to suggest it to me even though I also have a rating on it. So it will not go away if I have it saved. On the other hand, if I take that saved off and I go back to the screen and I refresh it, it goes away because FavFind knows I've seen it, it knows I liked it, and it's done with it. It ranks it towards my ratings and it moves on. So if I were to change my mind about that rating, I could go into my search screen, I could search Wakanda Forever and I could change my rating there, or I could go into my stat list. I know I liked it. I could click on liked. There it is. I could change it there. Or if it's a movie, I could also click on movie. There it is again. I could change it there as well. And finally, we'll talk about snoozed one more time. If I go into settings, preferences, and go to the bottom, you can see that right here, snooze length. I currently have mine set to 1 month. You can set it anywhere from 1 week to 6 months. So if you're like, hey, I don't want to see something for 5 months, from here forward, anytime you snooze something, you will not see it for 5 months. So anything before that will be your previous setting. Anything after that will be your new setting. That's it. Pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, please leave a comment The more you rate, the better your suggestion list will be. Have fun.